Welcome to another What's Up Wednesday. This is episode 116. 116 consecutive weeks of bringing you content to help you be a better RVer, whether you're no time still to... What, you can't see me very well? Really? Well, don't adjust your television set. Let me adjust mine. For the first time ever, we're coming at you in 1080 resolution tonight. I want to thank Aaron, my former Apple colleague, for helping me figure out why this looks so crappy on your end. And so we're coming at you in 1080 resolution tonight, and as long as my Wi-Fi holds, we're going to go with 1080. Worst case, we'll dial it down a little bit. But we had been doing this show for 116 weeks in 480 resolution, which is about 1985 webcam resolution. So thank you for joining another What's Up Wednesday. Just a delight to have you here. We got a big group in here already tonight, and we have a kind of an exciting topic tonight, and this has been really top of mind for me lately because we've purchased two new trailer type RVs as part of our Airbnb properties, and I want to bring some of that forward and a number of comments from the video I posted on Sunday on the 2017 Winnebago Paseo. So by used or new, I thought we'd do some live demonstrations tonight as part of this. And let me show you what the program looks like tonight. We are going to do the pros and cons of new versus used RVs. And it's really a community conversation. So I'm hoping and kind of expecting some of you to chime in on me. We're moving up Libation Live a little earlier than normal. It's been a heck of a week, a heck of a month. And April's just around the corner. Got a cool new distillery product to clue you into, and we got our song "The Lights Went Out in Georgia." And who do you think made the first #1 hit on that song? Google that up quick. Libation Live. Yeah, this is from the Harvest Host I stayed at last night. And the jingle jar is all about getting a tip in the jar if you want to donate to the channel and help my Libation Live program. That was super helpful. And you click the little $sign down by the chat field, and a super sticker or a super chat gets a jingle in a jar, gets you called out specifically, and elevates your question for sure. And it all goes to a good cause, that's for sure. And it's just a delight to have you with us tonight. And we want to thank Roads of Life for coming up with this idea. So if you want people to drink often and you're playing the jingle jar game, every time we do a super chat, the jar jingles. Everybody has to take a sip of whatever it is that you are drinking. Oh yeah, we just like to have fun. And it's, of course, about your questions and your comments. Please use a question format. That's 3 stars followed by 3 question marks, and then your question or comment. Everything's on the table tonight, although we do have some prepared content here at the beginning of the show. We go for 1 hour, and we like to stick to that as much as we can. Again, it's an open community discussion, and if you can let us know also where you are watching from. So type in the 3 stars, 3 question marks, your location, your weather in your area, and the fuel price in your area. That would be super helpful. And if you're new to the program, new to the channel, type in NEW, because we want to give you a special shout out in the chat and in the program tonight. That would be super great. I'm all hyped up today. Woo, a lot of coffee. YouTube. So we do YouTube here on Go Small Live Large. So this is the video we had last week. This is the new, not so new floor plan. This is the Ford Transit Winnebago Paseo 48P 2017 model for sale for about $89,500 in Kerrville, Texas at Kerrville RV. And I'm happy to say this has done pretty well from a performance standpoint. Van tours always do. And it's still a very compelling rig to me for a lot of reasons. It just doesn't seem like a Transit on the inside. Hopefully you saw that video. If not, give it a peek. And coming up on Sunday at 5:40 p.m. Central Time, we're going to release my grill video. And I am super excited to share with you the unpacking, the assembly, the lighting the fire, and cooking the meat, and then eating the meat. I'm experimenting based on some of your input from our Texas Vanboree that we did a few weeks back. And so I hope you see that video and comment. And you can actually buy that from me through my website. I think I've spelled on the website. We make a few bucks, and you save 10% on the Otzi grill. So you don't want to miss that video for sure. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you like van tours, van tips, van products, van places, and that is what we are all about here. Slow down, Scott. Let me zoom in for some streams here. This is some important stuff we got coming up. So this Saturday is our very first Zoom with Patreon GSLL True Believers. If you're not familiar with Patreon, what it is, it's a way for audience friends like yourself to support content creators like me, to put some additional funding behind what we do here. I do not have a corporate job. This is what I do for a living. And every dollar helps bring good content into your ears and eyeballs. So we have 2 levels of Patreon, and the True Believers we're having our first Zoom exclusive for the True Believers this Saturday. I'm super excited. Next week, this very day next week, we got Live More Camper Vans. Marion and Trevor coming on to talk about building camper vans and building the camper van community. You're going to love them. She's amazing. He's amazing. And then in a couple weeks, we're going to do a LinkedIn Live on a Monday afternoon just to kind of irritate the people that are at work. So if you want to subscribe to me on LinkedIn, you'll get that notification. We are not simulcasting tonight, so we're going to save our powder for a working from the road 15-minute jobby on LinkedIn. And then we are in communication right now with Adventure Van Expo. They are the producers of a wide of an expo that goes really across the nation. They've got 12 or 15 different expos coming up this year, 2023. So we're working with them to come on the show with us as well. But wait, there's more. In-person events. This is one we have scheduled for the channel at large. This is Weird Wild West in Bisbee, Arizona. This is their web address, weirdwildwest.net. This happens late April. I think I got those dates wrong now that I look at it. It's late April, and it's sold out for camping, but you come for the day visit. The second day, I'm doing the urban camping class, which we're going to have a lot of fun doing. All right, well, howdy, everybody. Just, again, glad to have you here. What we're going to do tonight is switch up the format just a little bit. I'm going to get right into the content, and then we're going to say hi to a bunch of folks, and then I'm going to tell you where I'm coming at, and then we're going to do Libation Live just before that. So, all right, you buckled in? Woo! Holy smokes. Okay, so let me forward this. Let's before we do that, I see some super chats coming in here, so let's say hi to those folks because they've put their money where their mouth is. This is great. So thank you, Ben. This is what it looks like. So $4.99. I'm drinking water at this point. Oh my gosh, Ben. Scott, thanks to you. I just bought a 2018 59 GL. Thank you for all your insight. I wouldn't have this rig if not for you. Ben in Nashville. Love Nashville. You guys have had a couple of bad days though, but congratulations, sir. That is a beautiful rig, and I would buy that same thing over again. Ideally find a National Park edition. Good job, sir. Congrats. Happy we had a little bit of the something to do with that. Here's another. Here's Roads of Life. Apparently wanting to have a sip. There you go, sir. Roads of Life. Super sticker. Thank you. Every buck matters, right? There is no doubt about that. Here's Matt. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. You need to try a Surly Furious IPA, my friend. Long time no talk. Matthew in Des Moines. Yeah, I'll surely give it a try. Worth trying everything once at least. I'm not a huge fan of the IPAs or the wheat beers or the Pilsners, lagers, stouts, and porters. Those are my favorite types of beers. But I save my money for the bourbon. But thank you, Matt. Really appreciate that. There you go, Rob, for another one there for you. Okay, so let's get into our content tonight. And I'm just excited to get some of this and get your thoughts, as important as all this is. So, again, the topic is buy used or new. And chime in. Some of you, like Ben, have bought a new used one, and so your comments here, Ben, are going to be very important for folks that were in your seat and are now in your seat, and maybe they want to be an owner like you. So again, chime in here. We'll try and look for those comments as we go through. So here's just some things that were top of mind for me as I was going through this topic. So let me zoom in here for you. How's the 1080 resolution working for you? OMG. Let's see. Pros. The good things about a new RV. You know, everything is new. It smells new. You're not sitting around anybody else's dirt and germs. You get that good old factory warranty. And you kind of got what you wanted because you decided that was the floor plan, that was the systems, that was the features you really wanted. So those are some really nice pros about getting a new RV, a new car, a new house, you know, a new spouse. Anything like that, it's all new, and you get all the benefits of that. However, there are some real cons to buying a new RV. Zoom in here for you. And this is so real, particularly on the Class C's, Class A's, and the towables. You drive off that dealer lot, and you lose money right away. And it really vacillates. We're going to do some live demos here in just a few minutes tonight. But I'm going to say it's probably a 10 to up to 20% correction on the price because now it's used, even though it's 1 mile down the road from the dealer lot. So that's a huge thing. And wait till you see this survey, you agree with me on this. Insurance costs could be higher because it's new. That's certainly probable. And there are probably factory defects that need to be remedied, hopefully by the dealer before you take delivery or after you have taken delivery. And that is a big deal. We've been going through this right now with those 2 units we bought. And then oftentimes the buyer wants to make modifications to the vehicle, and you can do those in addition to everything you just paid for, full price. Make sense? Let me know if you agree or disagree with me on that. All right, let me show you the survey here. This was kind of interesting. Whoops, wrong way. There we go. So the question was, why would you buy used new RV instead of new? And by a whopping 72% of folks of 120 some votes said first owner pays all the immediate off-lot depreciation, saving me money, which is absolutely true. I don't think it's quite the same in a van, though, to the same percentage loss, but nonetheless. Broken in RV problems remedied by the previous owner, that's absolutely true. And I was a little surprised to see that, like in my case, the bottom one there, builder no longer offers floor plan as new, which forces me to buy used, which would be my case if I had my van run over by a train and I wasn't in it. I'd be shopping for a National Park Edition Travado GL. Excuse me. The spring has sprung here in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area. The pollen is killing me, and I'm on so many antihistamines. I'm like one big dry sponge. So apologies. Okay, so here's some pros. Let's look at this quick, and then we'll chat about it. So pros for used RVs. We've talked about this, and that poll validates it. You save a boatload of money on the depreciation driving off. Factory defects are likely fixed. The seller may include some items. What am I talking about there? Maybe they've got all the sewer hoses, the water hoses, and more adapters for the electrical, for the water. Maybe they're including some storage things that you have to go out and buy. So oftentimes they're providing you with what they've used. They have no use for them anymore, so they're just going to give them to you as part of the vehicle sale. And I think the big thing, I'm going to show you a couple examples of this, is the modifications they have made, good or bad, are included with the sale. Now, on the adventure vans, this could be significant. I'm sure they're going to jack the price up a little bit, but to have buy new, let's say you got a storyteller and you want to deck that thing out with lights and even more lights than you already have, winches and storage boxes and ladders and hang gliders and all the stuff that people want with on these rigs. They could have spent easily $10,000 to $15,000, $20,000 worth of modifications, new pricing, install pricing, and that's now on the rig you're going to buy, and you are getting that as part of the package deal, not having to go through any of that on your own, which is a pretty cool reason to buy used van, in particular if it's had some really cool modifications that you want. Cons for buying used. Let me zoom in here for you. These are kind of obvious, right? You're buying potentially another owner's problems. Maybe they didn't fix everything. They'll hopefully be honest about it, but you're kind of buying another person's problem, potentially. There's obviously wear and tear on that unit. We kind of look at that from mileage, how many miles are on the chassis, so that gives some indication of how often it's been used. And certainly walking through it, you'll be able to see if there's much wear and tear. And, for some people, sleeping, eating, cleaning, and other people's dirt and germs might be a real turnoff. But I think kind of the bottom one is kind of what happens a lot of time is we settle for that really because of the price. And while it meets most of our needs, the price really gets us. I want to get on the road, and that's what causes me to kind of pull the trigger there. So let me know if you agree or disagree, or what would you add or subtract from these pros and cons for buying new versus used. I did this video a few weeks ago. New. So here's some advice that you would have seen in that video. That's what the video thumbnail looks like. Mistakes made buying RV. Steer clear of disaster. Purchase new RVs. What I would recommend is walking through that rig twice. Let me explain. If you saw the video, what every RV dealer does, they have you in, they walk you through, and you kind of inspect it and you say, well, this needs to be fixed, that needs to be fixed. You are the ultimate QC engineer here, which is mind-boggling. Can you imagine walking into a Toyota dealer, getting your new, I don't know, Tundra, and you're the QC guy, and you say, nope, that thing's not fixed, and that needs some work, so I'll come pick up my new Toyota Tundra in 2 weeks until you fix these things. That would never happen at a car dealer, right? It's all ready to go. But RVs are different. Don't know why. So you walk through, you find some defects, and then you come back and you inspect it again to make sure those defects have been remedied. That's not what we did, and that's part of the advice I'm giving. Walk through the vehicle as if you are being using the rig. The example I used in the video was one of the bathrooms in one of the rigs had no toilet paper holder, had no hand towel holder, even though a hand towel holder was actually under the cupboard in the sink. Why that wasn't installed at the factory nor at the dealer, don't know. I didn't even see it because I wasn't thinking, how am I going to use the rig? You meet the service team as part of the sales process, and you make a plan to service that rig before you even buy it, is my advice. And then, this is strong language. RV dealers would not agree with me on this, and many of you may not as well, but next time we buy an RV, we are not taking delivery until that thing is fixed to our satisfaction. We took delivery of those 2 rigs, I think it was February 12. We're at the end of March, and we are still not getting anything done. It's unbelievable. So, buyer beware. Purchasing new. Purchasing used, let me zoom in here for you. I think the advice here everybody would agree with is get it inspected by a mobile RV technician. A lot of these guys are like house inspectors when you're buying a new home. They walk through it. They know the systems. They would validate whether it's a good buy, good value, in good working condition. Is it really got a lot of wear and tear on it? I don't know if I would use an RV technician on a new unit at the dealer lot. I would just use my own now heightened sense of awareness and not let that rig leave their lot until it's fixed to my satisfaction. I have to back up one. Are you ready for this? So one of the things that was not done on both of the units, they have a water filter under the sink. We noticed they were not connected. They were just kind of sitting down there. So we said, hey, connect the water filters. They did on both. Both of them, they literally just pushed it into the ends. We turned on the water, and all of a sudden we see water coming out from under the islands in the sinks. They didn't even really install them. They just put the hoses on either side, didn't tighten it, didn't test it, did nothing. Just unbelievable, ridiculous stuff. So on used, I would definitely use a mobile RV technician and operate every system, even the water filters, and then walk through that as if you're using it, planning bathrooms and kitchens and beds to see if there's any defects that need to be addressed or price reduced to make up for that. And then ask, what will the seller include? Maybe, again, a lot of times there's hoses, adapters, storage units, other things like that, bins, what have you. A tool set maybe that they will no longer need, and will that be included in the price or not? So that's what I wanted to share with you on new versus used. Again, it's been top of mind for me because what we're personally going through, and many of you are open to buying a used rig. So let's kind of take a look at some questions and the discussion around that topic, or anything that's really on your mind, and let's kind of get into this tonight, and that gives you a little food for thought. We're going to say hi to folks here in just a minute. So if you're looking for that, we're doing that here in just a couple of minutes. So here's Roads of Life. Got a good question here. Just back from Elkhart and Embassy RV. New belts on sofa bed, so now we can seat 4 and have the newly insulated window coverings. Congratulations. That's awesome. How does Miss Lily handle heat and cold? I would say cold better than heat. Meaning when it's hot outside, this van is a heat sink. There's so little insulation in the van that Winnebago installed. And I'm weird. I don't cover up my windows, so I'm my own worst enemy there. But I can handle the cold better, because if it gets heat soaked, the AC really is working overtime to really cool it down. So what I try and do is stay in the mild weather. Now in Texas, you're going to see it's mid 70s in the daytime and high 40s at night, which is perfect RV weather for me. No AC needed in Texas. That's so great. Congrats on your improvements there. Let's see. So here's Bill and Joe. Not sure about buying a used RV. I'd be very apprehensive to take over somebody else's used vehicle. Personally, I believe sticking with a brand new vehicle guarantee and warranty is better. A lot of people have the similar feelings. That's certainly how mine started with this van. And we did buy a used Regency RV. Been nothing but a problem since the day we took ownership. We did buy somebody else's problem. A very incompetent dealer. 2 years in, literally, and still haven't got things fixed. It's pretty bad. Just learned some really great lessons. So, and even buying brand new, there is no guarantees like these Keystone Residences that we bought as part of an Airbnb property. Coming up on 2 months, and we still have got nothing done. And we're doing out of pocket to get these things up to a speed where we can get them operational. So there are no guarantees in the RV world, let me tell you. Oh no way, Melbourne, Australia. Look at that. Hi, Lyndon. Thanks for watching from Melbourne, Australia, where it's 10 in the morning and a chilly 15 degrees Celsius. So Celsius freezing water at 0. I have no idea what 15 Celsius is, but you say it's chilly, so I'm going to go with you. The land down under. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate that. That's so great. Let's see. Justin wants to know, talking about used and new. Would you buy a used van next, even if it had no coach or chassis warranty left? I would, if it fit my plans exactly. So like my vehicle's been completely off warranty from Winnebago, from Volta, from Ram for quite a while now, so I am 100% on my own dime. A lot of these expenses are, and you will completely disagree with me on some of this, so I just had to replace the serpentine belt. It was $1,300. To me, that's not all that bad. You know, if you had to rebuild an engine, it's a few $1,000s, you know, unless it's in a car crash where the insurance takes care of it. But yeah, I would be fine buying a used van if it had no coach or warranty left on it. Now, there might be extended warranties. There's a lot of services that are kind of subscription based now. I looked into some of that on the Ram, and it was $200 to $300 to $400 a month. You know, no thanks. But yeah, I would not shy away, assuming the vehicle was inspected, the chassis was inspected by a competent dealer specifically, and a RV technician come out and look at that. So that would not hold me back. Do you agree or disagree with me on that? Let me know. Let's see. Matt, we saw you there. Thank you again. Very generous. See me, G. I see you. So here's John sharing a story. I would advise anyone against buying used at Camping World. We sold our Travato to them, and they inspected it for less than 10 minutes before handing us a check. Advising against buying used at Camping World. We sold our Travato to them, and they inspected it for less than 10 minutes before handing us a check. Yeah, there are always a lot of RV dealers, and this isn't true for everybody, but many are just into the transaction, get you in or out quick. I'm sure you sold them a very nice Travato, John, and the next owner is going to be super happy, but yeah, it's just a really strange industry on many levels. Let's see what else we got going here. So Justin's chiming in here. Thank you, Justin, for your comment here. So he bought his 2021 Travato GL from a private seller off RV Trader, which we're going to be doing here in just a sec. We'll look at some demos. If it was in better than new condition, no hassle on pricing, and the owner was extremely knowledgeable, spent 4 hours going over it, which is a great point, Justin. Thank you for sharing. I think a private seller would make sure everything is up to speed as much as possible, or be transparent about it, and they'll be delighted to really show you the rig with much more thoroughness and time. 4 hours, you say. So I think that's a great way to roll with that. And I think that's one of the upsides of buying used is from a private seller in particular. I think most people, 99%, are honest, and they really want you to have a good experience. Thank you, Justin, for sharing. Look at this, John. Woo! Okay, everybody drink. Thank you, John. I'm going to have a sip of water. Question from John is to everybody. How do you describe your living situation to people who aren't aware? Motorhome sounds too big. Van sounds like a soccer mom. That's a great question. So what I've been doing lately, because people always go, where are you from? Because I'm new in town, right? I'm at a Harvest Host you're going to see here in a few minutes, and then we'll show you some demos on these prices quick. They say, so where are you from? Thank you for being a Harvest Host site. So where are you from? What I've started doing to avoid the whole topic of living in a van, traveling in a van, full-time, home bait, blah, blah. I just say, I just came out of Alabama. What a great state. Have you been to Alabama? I'm in Texas for a few weeks, and I'm headed to Arizona. And it really pivots the conversation from kind of a look back to a look forward. And they're like, wow, you are moving. I'm like, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir, I am. I might show them the van if they can see it, or show them a picture of it. They think the van's pretty cool, but I dropped the phrase living in a van, John, about a year ago, I think, because nobody really wants to live in a van. That means you're kind of out of money, you're homeless, and you didn't choose this on purpose. So the phrase I use now is I'm a full-time traveler in my fully self-contained compact coach motorhome. Camper van, choose your phraseology, but I don't say I'm living in a van anymore. I say I'm a full-time traveler, ending 4th year, starting my 5th year. And hey, just rolled out Alabama. What a great state. It's Baltos, which is a better city. Birmingham or Montgomery, and they get a big smile. And I'm in Texas for a couple weeks, and I'm headed off to Arizona, staying in mild weather. So that's kind of what I do now, and it really is. It really has changed the conversation. It really kind of brightens their mood. It's like, oh, I've always wanted to travel, because I don't want it to be about me. I would love to, way more so, have them be inspired and be aspirational, standing in front of them being, let me tell you about what's it like living in a van. Wah, right? So, let's see. Angie, new. Thank you for being here. I appreciate. I need to get a different bell for the new sound. How am I looking tonight, by the way? 1080 resolution. You can see every wrinkle, probably. Angie wants to know, I'm in the RV learning curve, and I've never owned an RV. As a newbie, would it be advantageous to buy new or used? Angie, hopefully some of those points we shared earlier will help you. I would look at both. We're going to look at some in fact, we'll do that right now. Let me change gears here. Show you some price differences, because it's pretty dramatic. And prices on the vans in particular have gone way up, and they've stayed up. The totals have come down a little bit that I've seen. Availability is really good. If you go to Winnebago's website, for example, they say thousands of models available for immediate shipment. So that's never been on Winnebago's website that I've ever seen in 5 years of looking at it. So I would just, again, figure out, why do you want to travel? At least 3 reasons why you want to travel. Really have that defined. And then what kind of floor plan enables your why. So I always knew I wanted to go full-time traveler. So I needed why? Because I wanted to travel full-time. I didn't want to return to home base every few months, every few weeks. I want to keep moving. There's so much to see and do. Nice people to meet. Good bourbon to find. Ooh. And then how does an RV system and floor plan enable your why? And I think that's some of the things we talked about tonight. I'd be looking at what solves that problem versus new versus used. Look at both for sure. We're going to show you some examples here on RV Trader here in just a second. And Justin's kind of following up here on his. He saved an additional 25% by buying used versus new. So that's kind of what I'm kind of seeing. That's what I was share for you. So here's Matt. Okay, Rob, there you go. Jingle jar, jingle all the way. Thank you, Matt, for that. I appreciate that. Okay, so let's get this off the screen. Let me bring this up, and let's do a couple of these. Right here. So this is my iPad. Hopefully you can see that. Yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in. We're going to look at. Let's look at a Travato. Winnebago Travato 59GL, and let's see what happens here. So this is RV Trader. This is the app on my iPad. We're going to go nationwide. You can see that here. Class B, year any, all manufacturers. So here's some. This is funny. I'm actually going here tomorrow. This is Corinth, Texas. This is McLean's RV, I bet. And yes, it is. So I'm doing a Volta training with them in the morning. So here's a brand new G, not GL, for 125 grand. Now to put that in some perspective, I bought a GL 2019, coming up on, took delivery in October of 18. spent $110,000 with the GL, so that kind of puts things in a little bit of perspective. Here's a used one that also is at the 1 year old. This has got 5,000 miles on it. You can see that here for 105 grand. So that's not too bad. It's white. I like the white a lot. What I'm looking for here is, let's see if we can find a GL. Here's a KL. They're a little more plentiful. What I'm also looking for is a private sale. So here's a Travado. Oh, this is the same one I've got. So this is a private sale. Let's look at this one. I'm excited about this. Let me zoom in here for you, see if that helps you see this at all. Let's see, where am I at? Right here. Does that help at all? Not really. This way you can look. Whoop, 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 whoop. Let's go right here. Yeah, this way. All right, so let's take a look at this one. So this is $94,500. This is the same rig I have, a Winnebago Travado 59 GL. It has 59,000 miles. You can see that here. It's in Houston, Texas. It's the original owner, title in hand, non-smoker. Man, if you can scoop that up for 95 grand or even get a few thousand off of that, that's a pretty good steal. I would be chasing my tail down to get there, and they have OBO here, so apparently they want out of this. Sometimes they list why. Oftentimes it's we don't use it, it was too small, there's been a significant health, divorce, spouse issue. I don't see that on here. Does anybody see that on here? But to me, that's a pretty good buy. Again, putting that in perspective, I spent $110,000 on mine back in 2018. So if you can lop 10 grand off of that, I don't know, I'm just saying, maybe you can or can't. That's a steal. I would be all over that. If you're after a GL, which, again, if you look at the KL by comparison, that's brand new. Here's 2000. This is what they're asking for, the same thing, different floor plan, but same specs. This is 160 grand at Kerrville RV, where I just came out of. Great team there. This dealer is actually Winnebago only in Kerrville, Texas. Great team there. So big difference, like $60,000 difference, right? Or more than that. So again, know why you want to travel and how a system would enable that. And I would be looking at those pretty carefully. Let's type in a couple more here. How are we doing on time? 33, doing pretty good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the beginning. Is that going to do that for me? Cancel Winnebago. Okay, so I'm going to go, let's look at Storyteller, Overland Stealth Mode. So these things are pretty pricey because they make a really good rig. So here's a brand new one, Stealth Mode. And there's not that they have true pricing. So there's not this inflated MSRP, although it's actually on the sticker, but everybody sells for the same price. So there's not this kind of negotiating back and forth, although I'm guessing they do. I don't know. I'm not about a Storyteller. But this one's brand new, 2023. These come with a super robust Volta system, the 13,000 watt storage system. So let's compare that to, I saw another one in here. So here's another Stealth Mode. This is a private seller. This is kind of interesting. So they really decided they didn't want this. This thing has 1,200 miles on it. What I was hoping to find here, I didn't see it on this one. So again, you're buying used, but it's the same price as new. Now there's a mode in here that I saw that was a private seller. Let me see if I can find it again. Oh, this app is really kind of wonky. Where are you? I'm looking for the badge for private seller. Where are you? Stealth Mode, private. I saw you earlier. Let's see. Here's 2024. Do y'all see it? I don't see it. Here's private. That's the Stealth. Gosh darn it. Maybe it didn't have a badge. Let me look at the years. Bear with me. Otherwise, we'll keep moving. I thought it was like a 2021. Right here. So private seller. So 2021, this has got 8,900 miles. They really decided it didn't going to work for them. They didn't use it very much. What, this is kind of my point earlier, is I think this all comes standard. There was one that had a whole bunch of modifications made to it by the owner. So putting in tons of money and then selling it way less than new. And this is always kind of fun. So I'm sorry, I don't remember your name. Was it Deborah? Who was up here that was looking at an RV? Let me look. Where are you? Is it John? No. Let's see, Deborah. I'm sorry, I can't find it. But right here, Angie. So Angie, here's something else to look at. Certainly on RV Trader, this will indicate. See this right here. I don't know why I can't highlight this. So this has been viewed. This particular listing's been viewed 367 times in the last 30 days. That shows a lot of purchase interest, and it's been saved by 7 people. So again, kind of figuring out, by doing some homework on here, by figuring out what rig you want, what's a new price, what's a used price, or some modifications that have been added, will those work for you or not, and kind of price those out or price them into the rig, and look at purchase interest and purchase intent. If they've saved it, as you saw there's probably some degree of purchase intent, and that just, to me, shows there's a strong or weak market for that particular type of vehicle. Now, hopefully that was helpful at all. And if you haven't been to RV Trader, there's another one that I heard recently from one of you recommended, and I apologize, I don't have it. I'm just most familiar with RV Trader. If you're looking for a used one, we've had a number of you that have sold your vans using Facebook Marketplace, of all things. Facebook Marketplace, so maybe do a search in there for a very specific, Winnebago Travado 59GL, and that'll bring up stuff nationwide, my guess is. I don't use Marketplace, but I know a couple of you that have sold theirs for really, really fast, like within a day. So then they flew in with a check, checked it out, and the new owner scampered off. Pretty amazing stuff. Okay, let me present, share. So hopefully that was helpful. Boy, I'm ready for a Libation Live. What about you? Let's look at some more questions here, and we will roll forward. Whoops, let's do this. I don't like that one. I think this one's better, right? Y'all having fun? Give us a thumb up. Appreciate that. Give our thumb up, dude. Where are you? Oh my gosh, this is... Come on. Nope. We've covered all that already. All right, let me forward this off. There we go. It's not working. Well, that could be the end of that. There it goes. Demos. Okay, we got that. There he is, thumb up guy. Maybe my resolution is hampering my ability. Okay, Libation Live. Y'all ready for this? There it goes. So last night I stayed at a Harvest Host site. I stayed at Harvest Host 3 to 4 nights a week, and then a campground, RV park, something like that. KOA typically 1 or 2 nights a week to do laundry, to do tank duty, to just plug in and just chill. Street camp this week, and for those of you that are on our Patreon, we'll talk about this in a minute. We got a urban camping spot for the True Believers coming up. I think it posts tomorrow. Let me tell you about Libation Live. So this is my rig. This is Lily. This was in Louisville, Texas. Bent Distilling was the name of it. This is their tasting room. It was really quiet on a Tuesday night, last night. This is our little retail area. Super cute. Met the distiller. We had a long chat about a whole bunch of bourbon stuff. I learned a great deal. Really great guy. John, I think was his name. This is their website. It's Bent, BENDT.com. And then this is what I ended up purchasing. So what I typically do is trying to keep the money down. $60 for a bottle of this hooch, which is fairly typical for the craft stuff. But I buy a flight. I think it was $15, and oftentimes they credit that flight toward your bottle purchase. This outfit did not. But then I can taste 5 different of the sampling. So this is what we're going to taste tonight. I have not tasted this out of the bottle yet. What made this one kind of different is, see there? It's straight malt whiskey, meaning it's only made with malted, I don't want to misspeak, malted product, so it's not just grain, like corn that they've ground and they put in their mash bill, that they ferment, the whole process. So here we go. So this is a Libation Live. Now this whole thing, if you're new to the program, is not to watch Scott drink on camera. What this comes from is sharing with you what I've found through my travels. In this case, a Harvest Host site, so we love Harvest Host. And what I love about Harvest Host, it takes me places I wouldn't go, like Louisville, Texas, to meet the maker, talk about the craft, support family businesses and the people making this product. It's all about their passion, and I'm just sharing it with you. It is really yummy. It always makes your taste buds stand up the first time. It's my first time. Let me zoom in so you guys can see this and read that a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. So there's I never heard this set this way before. Grain to glass. It is silky smooth. It's not blended. So a lot of their product is blended. This is straight, not blended. So straight malt whiskey. That's what that means. It's not blended. It's malted. So the seed. I can't remember if it was corn. I think it's soft. It says in there, doesn't it? This is a crazy show as always. So barley, a little bit of soft winter red wheat. So what I learned is malted means it's actually sprouted, and because it's sprouted, the enzymes in the seed and the sprout have changed. So they don't have to actually add enzymes to get the process going. Still need to add yeast, but the enzymes start the process of the sugars, and it was just a really interesting conversation. The guy spent probably, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes with me. I'm like, it's like, that's your van, right? I'm like, yeah, thanks for being a Harvest Host site. Appreciate that, dude. He's like, that's the baddest van I've seen a long time, maybe ever. I'm like, appreciate that, sir. Would you like a tour? And would you like to guess how many bottles of bourbon I have in my van? He actually guessed it right, 40 bottles of bourbon. It's pretty embarrassing. I've got to make a video about this. So we stepped in the van, Miss Lily, and I pulled out a couple of cups, and we shared a few samples of some of the stuff I thought was pretty good, and it is very good. And he kind of walked me through what he would, as a distiller maker of the product, the juice he called it. So all the makers call it juice. What he's looking for from a taste profile. There's three of them. There's the initial, then on the tongue, and then as it's going down, you're in the back of the tongue. What you want to look for, and the one I was really proud about, he's like, it doesn't hit that third point. It's the taste is dead when it is going. You're swallowing it, and this one's just delicious. It's really smooth, and the color is just beautiful. I don't know if you can see that. It's just beautiful. They age their stuff in their own rick house right there on site. 5.5 years. So if you're not subscribing to Harvest Host, go to my website and click the link. I make a few bucks and you save 10%. It's the best RV program. And unless you're wandering up into the woods with the moose and the mosquitoes, we've talked about this a lot on the show. Just some crazy places it takes us. Caves, all kinds of great stuff. All right, let's look at, so that's my Harvest Host. Let's say hi to some folks. We just love doing that every show. We're at 44 minutes. Man, I need to get moving. So let's say hi to a bunch of folks. We'll kind of roll to the front here. And we got Ron in the house. Jane and Roger, always glad to see you. Bill and Joe, of course. Hello. Ryan, maple syrup season here. It's spring here. The pollen is just everywhere. OMG. Here's Ohio Sharon. And Rob's early tonight. Let's give him a jingle so he has to drink. Just for being early. That's a new one. Here's John in the house in Savannah. What a great town that is. Here's Tin Can Carl. Pull gently, sir, on your bathroom fan handle. Bluegrass Festival. Oh, I'd love to see that. Let's see. Angie New, right? So great. $4.25 at Costco. I'm going to show you the gas price here. You're going to blow your mind. Justin's in California still. This is great. Debbie. David's in the house. Melbourne, Australia. We have you on the map, but thanks for being here, Lyndon. That's so great. We got Louisville. Steve is great in the house. John's in Spokane. I'm going to be there. That's top secret. I can't say when. But we're rolling in to Spokane in a few months in the van, so we're going to be having a roundup at least there. Mary's in St. George. Great to have you. There's Tank Fish in the house. And just a great group. Karen's in the house. Thank you. Petaluma, California. Great to see you. Larry Simi G is in the house. Those California gas prices. I am not going to California this year. I've made the decision. I'm going to get to Spokane. I'm going to go west and then hopefully up into Canada. But yeah, I'm not going to California. Matt, hello. Kim's in the house. Love them. They're just down the street in Fort Worth. Let's see. Tin Can, we said hi. Justin, Angie, Deborah. Here's Mono Love. Hi, Mono Love. I almost thought that was where's Tiffany for a second. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. That might be new. Appreciate you being here. Greg's in the house. Greg's, how's the window screen? The Greg Johnsons. Do we ever come up with a cool name for those? Window screens. If you want cool window screens, go to my website, gosmalllivelarge.com. Click on the products. Scroll down. There's a button there. You can fire an email off to Greg, and he will set you up with a set of really awesome window screens for the cab windows, driver and passenger. $100 for a set. I use mine all the time. Here's Mona looking to buy a small RV. So camper van, Mona. Which brand are you looking at? Let us know that. Rubicon, great to have you here, sir. Might be a first time for you. Bought his 2021 G from La Mesa RV. Only 600 miles. Wow. I think it's brand new, basically. Only issued on delivery. Max Air fan. Motor didn't work. Which hopefully they fixed for you before you took delivery. That is actually a pretty simple fix, and any RV technician can take care of that. I may even not follow my own advice and refuse delivery. That one I could fix pretty easily for just a couple $100 because I want to get in my van. But anything beyond that, let's see. Rubicon, is there a recall on propane manifold? On a number of RVs there are and have been. You would need to look. Maybe contact your dealer on that. Here's BB. Scott, my wife and I just ordered our first RV today, a B van. Do you have any suggestions for RV insurance companies that are the best to use? We are not full-time travelers. Most aren't. I'm just kind of the weird one. I would have you take a really close look. So depending on what you bought, I would, so for example, I bought my Winnebago Travado. Winnebago actually has they're an insurance agency for a number of brands. I actually bought the original insurance for this van through Winnebago Insurance. It was, what was the name of that company? It was a part-time basis. And then when I went full-time traveler, I moved over to Progressive. I'd highly encourage you to look at Progressive. I've had a number of claims with them, largely on my bike being stolen, and now with the roadside assistance. When the serpentine belt on my van broke, I was stranded in Houston. Watch for that video coming out. It's reasonably priced for this pretty expensive vehicle. I think it's like $1,300 a year for me to live in this thing, all my stuff in it, all my electronics. So Progressive is the one I would really look at. But if you bought it from a Winnebago dealer, some of the OEMs, probably Coachman has a similar deal. It's kind of run through your dealer, but you're dealing with Winnebago, in this case, insurance headquarters up in Forest City. But Progressive is the one I'd really recommend. Many of you have Progressive. So John's saying the Class B for him has been the worst. And let me go here. And most of the folks outside have no idea about the classes. So saying Class B for me has been the worst since most of the folks outside of the RV world have no idea. Yeah, just say camper van. It's fine. When you say have an RV, what do they think of? The big old Class C silhouette, right? With the big old Ford, and it's got, it's 20, 30 feet long. It's got the big old over the cab thing. It's very unattractive for a lot of people's eyes. And that silhouette is what they think about. So I just say camper van. Van kind of being the key word. Class B, like I say, to most people, or A or C is meaningless. Then there's the super C's and the B pluses, and it gets very confusing very quick. Yeah, Mary's like, water filter's not hooked up. Yeah, it's so annoying, right? Yeah, this tank's got a point here. I think most vehicle extended warranties are rip-off. We bought one on this. I'd have to go look at it again. It's been over 5 years ago, so I don't think, well, it'll be 5 years in October. I can't remember where it stopped. I probably, and we bought them on these other rigs because we know they're going to get used pretty hard through Airbnb clients, but I probably wouldn't buy an extended warranty. It's kind of like buying dental insurance. It's not super expensive, but it doesn't cover a lot either. And a teeth cleaning's a couple $100, and you're going to spend that much on insurance. And if you need some real work done, they only pay a small percentage. Mason Mike has a comment here. Have no fear, Mason Mike here, fresh off painting home base. That would be his house. The only way I would buy another used RV is if I could find a 2021 Winnebago Travado GL National Park Edition. You and I, sir, will be fighting over that same vehicle. Here's Diane chiming in on the used versus new. I still have to tell you where I'm coming at today, right? Jeez. Diane, let's see. I bought a Coachman Nova. Good job. Love that. From a private seller in another state. They delivered it to us. No hassle. We made lunch for them, got acquainted, and went over everything with us on the van. So it sounded like a very pleasant experience for you, Diane. They delivered it for you. That's cool. How'd they get back home? Somebody'd follow them in a car? Wow, that's really cool. From another state. Diane's saying, only regret was buying used was settled for a Dodge instead of Ford because of price. My Dodge has been pretty good. She just got 108,000 miles on it now. It's funny how chassis passions run deep across everything. So, Mason Mike, hey Scott, have you noticed there are always more KLs for sale on RV Trader than G or GL? Why do you think that is? I think it's just floor plan. People like the open floor plan of the KL, and it's open for sure. I think the functionality here is better. I think it's just a floor plan that's not well understood. So it's kind of an obvious one. So there's probably to sell more of them. I'd love to know the percentage. I don't know what it is. I just know that the Travado line has about 49% market share in the B space. But that'd be my guess. They just sell more of the Ks, so that's why there's more of them. So we've got some other good stuff here. Looking. Bear with me. Y'all are chatting, which is great. Love you, Scott. Cheers to that. There's Peggy. Howdy, Scott. Appreciate that. Adam. Tampa, Florida. Great show tonight. You might be new to the program, sir. Tampa. Love Tampa. Tampa Bay, one of my favorite places in Florida. Matt is saying he's got his Greg Johnson's, his screens, and they're great. Yeah, isn't that true? Now, it's going to be a little cold here. It's going to be 44 degrees tonight, so it's all windows up and the heat on. Propane, always a propane unless you're plugged in. If you have a lithium system, you don't use your lithium battery for that. Okay, let me share where I'm coming at you from. Normally we do this at the beginning of the hour. We're waiting until the end of the hour tonight because I want to get that stuff out on the... where's my cursor? This thing is driving me crazy. Okay, here we go. So I'm coming at you from Denton, Texas. Right here. Denton, Texas. And what brought me here was my Volta brand ambassador Winnebago dealer training duties. Oh my gosh, this thing is just killing me. I'm actually at a Harvest Host site. This is the view out my patio window. Pretty awesome golf courses. And Denton, if you're not familiar, it's kind of the northern part of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. This whole area is, I've not been here in at least a year, maybe longer. It's grown like crazy. Temperature again, it's going to be 45 tonight. 69 was the high today. which is just perfect RV weather for me. And gas prices. If you're not using Gas Buddy, ladies and gentlemen, that's the app on the left. I literally saved 40 cents a gallon today. The going price is kind of like $3.20-ish. I found one for $2.89 using this app, and I filled up. So it was 3 gallons at three. It was $2.89 versus I think $2.29. It was a 40-cent difference times 20 gallons. That's like $8. That is not insignificant. So if you're not using Gas Buddy, and it's not a long way out of your way to go find the least expensive price. There's no Costco in this area, unfortunately. And speaking of inexpensive, the pricing on property here is pretty reasonable, I guess. I don't know, $500,000. Some of these are condo and apartment buildings, but generally it's about $500,000 to get into something here. And by the way, if you want to build your van community, this is how we've been talking about this for a number of weeks. Join in-person events. This is the Weird Wild West coming up next month. Oh, I did get the dates right. 2024 in Bisbee. Overnight camping is sold out, but you can come for the day. That's the URL you want to find out more. And come join us for the day at least. What's Up Wednesdays are a great place to kind of get a feel for the community here. We do this every Wednesday at 6. Many of you know that. And again, a huge shout out to Beyond Intention. Sandy in particular, she stood up a Facebook group for our community and larger. So just search Facebook, Go Small, Live Large. And we've got well over 100 folks now in this. I will pop in every now and again, but I'm pretty focused on getting content to the next group to build a community, and that's on Patreon. Again, Patreon is a way to support content creators like myself. Just go to patreon.com/Go Small, Live Large. We have 2 levels. And if you're one of those early adopters, you've been seeing I've been putting out a lot of content. And we're going to be doing a special roundup next weekend. And we're doing our first Zoom call for the True Believers this weekend. So I'm really putting a lot of energy there because I'm finding it fun, and just want to thank you for your support on that. So it's a great way to kind of help us out here. Again, this is what I do for a living now, is helping us all along. Let me do the song quick, because give us a thumb up if you appreciate that. So this comes from the 90s, so that would be why there's CDs here, compact discs for anybody that's like 30 years or younger. This was a big step forward from the old cassette tapes, ladies and gentlemen. This was a compact disc, right? This is the song of the night. If you haven't heard this in a while, spin this up on your favorite music player. The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia. There's a couple of versions out there. The original one was done in 1973 by Vicki Lawrence. Her husband actually wrote it. It really didn't take off from as a written song. They passed around, nobody wanted to do it. His wife did it. It was a #1 hit for Vicki Lawrence in 1973. Listen to that version, and then listen to Reba McEntire's version that was released in 1991. I would argue a much better version. Sometimes the second go around does better. It was a #12 hit on the country charts for Reba McEntire, and Wikipedia called it a Southern Gothic murder ballad. It's one of my favorite songs. If you haven't heard that in a while, give that a listen. The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia. It is a great story song, right? It's so amazing. Okay, here we go. Let me know if this resolution's working for you. Sure like to know that. And let's look for a few more questions here, then we'll call a wrap. Is that Rob giving me a big old tip? Let's see what this is. Hold on. I wish that if I punched that... Oh, that was from up there. Okay, so looking for a few more comments here on the new versus used. Hopefully you found that helpful if you're in the shopping mode. This is another great example here, Jim. Thanks for bringing this up. If you find one you've kind of landed on, it's not a bad idea to rent one for a night or two or a weekend. So he says, I rented for a weekend at a VO. Not sure what that is, but it sure makes a lot of sense to spend $1,000 to see if you like it or not versus spending $150,000 and deciding you don't like it. So I would go with him on that. That's a great point. Any rumors on the 2024 Travato line? I can guarantee the rumor is they're working on something great. I have no idea. I hope they... it was kind of funny when I ran into the Winnebago team at the Super Show in Tampa in January. We were talking about the Travato G floor plan, which is what I'm in. It's vastly different up front than what the new ones, the 2022 and after, came with. They modified the shower pretty heavily and a few other things, but their number one comment was everybody bitched about the jump seat, and now everybody's bitching that there's no jump seat, no second bed. I'm like, can't make everybody happy, but let me tell you, the functionality went way down, in my opinion, on the new floor plan, and that's why I would be buying a National Park Edition, because it has the bigger Volta battery and the same layout I have. So I'm sure they're working on something great. I'm not sure what. RV Universe, thank you, Mary. So this is the other place to go look at used and I assume new RVs. RV Universe, I assume .com is where you'd go. Thank you, Mary. I knew it was something kind of like that, but I couldn't remember for sure. Thank you for that. Let's let us know. Do you have? I'm actually getting rid of clothes at the expense of booze. Yeah, clearly, I have a problem. And I really thought long and hard about buying this. Did I need another one? But with straight malt, and that guy was really helpful, and I got a lot of education firsthand. So we just got to get together so we can have a big old bourbon fire like we did last time. That's so great. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, let's see. Here's some advice from Justin. Hopefully you saw this, everybody. We'll wind this down here in another minute. For extended warranties, if you really want one, make sure to get one. An exclusionary versus inclusionary warranty, so you easily know everything is covered except what is stated as excluded. Sounds like some lawyer speak to me for sure, but good advice there. Thank you, Justin. Really sharp guy. Bernie! Hopefully she popped her head up. Bernie's the name of Justin's dog. Taurus wants to know, Scott, you asked, answer, cutoff date 2021 Travato KKL models made up approximately 65% of Travato sales, while the G models account for approximately 35%. I would probably agree with that, just from what I see on dealer lots as I go around looking at what models they have on the dealer lot showroom floor. And we all know, most of us at least, that the K, which is where I'm sitting, is the galley. There's 2 twin beds and the bathrooms in the back. It's very open. There's no obstructions to any of the windows, so you have to close up all your windows to have a night's sleep. Maybe you put a curtain here to separate the cab, but to get any sleep, you'd have to cover up all the windows. I only cover up the cargo door and maybe the bedroom window. Tonight, I'm not even doing the cargo doors because I like sleeping with the windows open. I'm kind of weird. But all the other manufacturers have copied the K floor plan. Nobody's copied the G yet. I'm waiting. And by the way, speaking of, big news, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if I'll get a news reel out this weekend. Did you all hear that Winnebago bought Lithionics? There's 3 big lithium manufacturers in the lithium, certainly RV space. Volta, Lithionics, and Mastervolt. Mastervolt's mostly in Thor product. I think they bought them, and now Winnebago's bought Lithionics. So Volta is the only one not owned by a RV dealer or RV manufacturer, and it'll be really interesting to see where this goes. My guess is they bought Lithionics because they want some of that proprietary technology to have the e-RV. They couldn't build it good enough, fast. I'm speculating totally, but if they want to be the leader in an electric RV, buying somebody that has some of that proprietary knowledge is going to be way, I don't know, than trying to home grow it, grow it from inside. So, no idea where this is going to impact on Volta and Travatos. I think it's going to be pretty status quo. It doesn't even close for a few more months, that deal. But let's keep an eye on that, because that could be really, really interesting on so many levels. Winnebago buying Lithionics. I don't know how I feel about that. So Deborah's saying the Thor Sequence A is the G. I'll have to look at that. So, all right, folks, with that, we're going to call it a wrap. New video on Sunday. My Otzi Grill, go to my website. I'll try and get that up certainly before that video posts. That'd be pretty bad, right? And for those of you Patreon folks, we've got the Zoom call for the True Believers on Sunday, and you all should have been seeing some additional content on Patreon. So if you want to support the channel additionally or in a different way, just go to patreon.com/go small live large. Sorry to be like a commercial these days, but got to make a few bucks to say cheers to you. Thanks again for joining me. Really appreciate that, and peace be with you. And we will see you next week at least.